Hey Leo, just got back. I just thought I'd pop out and put this message together for you before I finish off for the day. And good to be back home. It looks like the leaves on the trees are starting to fall. We're certainly hitting autumn now, so I'm gonna have to get the Hoover out on the weekend and clear that up. Otherwise, Mum's gonna have a go at me probably. So, thing is, I've been thinking about dealing with people and dealing with relationships and particularly interacting with individuals, particularly when there's tension or there's a crisis, or dealing with difficult situations, difficult people, and how you deal with that. And because this is an inevitable part of life, you will have to deal with situations, people, time and time again, where you feel like you're getting a raw deal, or they're not treating you quite the way that you feel you should be treated. But also inevitably there might be times where you treat people in ways that you wish you wouldn't on a regular basis. So what I want to do is just give you a sense and an understanding as to why people do what they do. And it's been a fascination of mine all my life to understand what motivates people at the core level, why we do what we do, what causes permanent behavioral change. And so with that, the key understanding is that whenever you get a difficult situation, or you get someone who is playing up or being difficult or giving you a hard time, usually 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be about you. And this is really important to understand. It's 9 times out of 10 it's that the real reason is usually because there is a need not being met with that individual. And the difficulty is that oftentimes people don't even know what that need is. They don't even know that there's a need, that or a number of needs that they're trying to fulfill. And the manifestation of trying to meet that need comes as a result of dealing with an individual or people in a way that can be harsh, that can seem unfair, can seem like it's not right, and so the key distinction there is that what we need to understand is that people do things for lots of different reasons. But when life isn't working and people are being difficult, often it's because something is amiss. There's a need not being met that needs to be addressed. And in most cases, once you find that need and you address that need quickly, over time, what you'll find is that behavior will change. We act in certain ways because we're trying to meet needs, and ultimately the most important thing that we're trying to do is feel a certain way. Every action that we take, every move that we make is largely about us trying to feel a certain way. We want to feel good about ourselves, we want to feel like we're in control, and when those feelings aren't present, often it's because we're trying to meet a need. And in most cases, people meet needs in one of 4 ways, and each of us are motivated differently. That comes largely through our experience in life, but really what it comes down to is understanding that we're motivated in different ways, and most of us are motivated in one of 4 ways. And those ways are a need to get it right, a need to get it done, a need to get along, and a need to get appreciated. And you'll often find conflict occurs when you've got 2 individuals with 2 opposing needs that they're trying to meet. I remember early in my relationship with Mum, Mum's needs were very different than mine, and I would often ask the question, why is she not motivated in the same way that I am? And often this is a big misconception that we have in business and in life, is that everyone is motivated the same way, is that one size fits all. And the reality is that is not the case at all. And so you've got to think about these 4 different needs: the need to get it right, get it done, get along, and get appreciated. Mum's need was always to get along, and my need was always to get it done. And so what you find is you've got a diametrically opposite motivation structure there, and one that doesn't speak the same language. And oftentimes I would fall out, or Mum would fall out with me, and what I had to understand is that she's coming from a very different place than I am. And actually, and I think I mentioned this before, the moment I started to understand things from her perspective and ask myself, what would I do in this same situation? 9 times out of 10, I'd make the same responses, actions, behaviors as she would. And this is the same in business, it's the same in life. Whenever you meet someone and you're not connecting, you know, on a core level, 9 times out of 10, it's down to the fact that you've got a different motivational structure underlying the behavior. And often what we do is we challenge behavior and we attack the behavior, when actually what we should be doing is understanding what's the intent. What's the underlying intent of this person? What need are they trying to meet? What goal are they trying to fulfill? Because 9 times out of 10, it's very rarely about wanting to attack you per se, for the sake of, you know, making you feel small or whatever the case may be. So really what I want to do is just say today is that the message today is about understanding how people are motivated, and at a very core level, we'll go into this in more detail later on, people are trying to meet needs. And the moment that they feel frustrated or they feel like life is kind of hitting on them, time and time again, it's down to a fundamental human need that's not being met. And these 4 needs are the need to get it right, get it done, get along, and get appreciated. And most of us are motivated in one of those 4 basic needs at a very core level. So that's really the message for today. I hope you got some value out of that. I hope that that as you grow, you'll be able to think about some of these things. I think the sun's about to come out now, which is kind of nice. And you'll notice also that that I had to go out and buy myself a selfie stick, which is really strange for me to be walking around with one of these things, but I have to say it's actually working out quite well. The other thing that I wanted to mention as well is that I'm starting to edit some of these, or not edit, I'm not editing them so much as I am uploading them to YouTube, and kind of an interesting experience. It's taken a little bit more time than I thought, but hopefully over time I'll be able to get faster at it and upload these videos. I think we're at day 6 now, maybe day 7. I'll have to check when I get back in. But certainly we want to make sure that we give you the best advice we possibly can. And also the other thing is, I was talking to Mum about it the other day. I said, look, you know, Mum has got some things that I think would be really valuable to include in these discussions, and so what I want to do is get her involved in this as well from time to time, just to share some things, to say hi. She's probably going to give me some advice on things that I should be sharing with you as well, so hopefully we can do that. But as ever, we love you endlessly, and I'll see you shortly. See you later. Hey buddy boy, how you doing? So I thought I'd just check in for the next few minutes and tell you I'm getting this other presentation ready for you, other message I should say. It's not really a presentation, but I was thinking about yesterday's message when I talked about the four needs: get it right, get it done, get along, get appreciated. And I forgot to say something, and that is, if you think about each of those needs and how I talked about them being diametrically opposed to each other, you know, certain styles are diametrically opposed. Well, also, you'll often find that conflict occurs with an individual when that need isn't being met, or they're in fact experiencing the exact opposite of the need. So in the case of get it right, get it done, get along and get appreciated, there are 4 opposite needs to those. Obviously, getting it right, the opposite to that is getting it wrong. So if someone feels like they've been wronged, or someone's pointing out something about them being wrong and they're the kind of person that's about getting things right, that's going to cause a problem. Get it done. Someone's going to get frustrated if they don't feel like they're actually making progress, if they're not executing against their approach in theory. If their approach in use isn't actually happening, then that causes a big problem as well. So get along is the third one. If someone feels or has a need to maintain harmony in a relationship, and their need is to get along, but there's conflict, and obviously conflict being the opposite of getting along, then there's going to be stress, there's going to be an issue, there's going to be disharmony there. And then the last one is to get appreciated. Obviously, the opposite of that is not being appreciated. If we feel like someone doesn't appreciate us, doesn't appreciate our efforts, doesn't appreciate what we're trying to achieve, then that's going to be a problem as well. So I just wanted to add that in before I do start on this next message for you, just to clarify that. All right, see you soon.